Mm-hmm. Where's Tom? 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 I just feel like
I even picked the Bronco. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm going to let you talk, Brandon. You give me your analysis as to why the Bears are going to beat the Green Bay Packers.
DJ Moore. I'm just going to say one guy, DJ Moore.
No.
You're going to have problems with Justin Fields running the football. Okay? That's just going to happen. It's going to happen. Also, the main reason I picked it, I thought Jordan Love, very solid preseason. Okay? The same thing, though, I'm concerned with other guys who had solid preseasons, including Kenny Pickett, is how do they perform for an entire football game?
If the Packers win, I might literally just show up on Monday like in a robe. Maybe. Like just, you know what? I'll wear the kimono.
So I was right about Kenny Pickett.
Baby. We here.
We steer.
Yeah, that's right. You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GPS. And that's right, baby. I'm on my villain arc now. I told you all, if the Packers won, and not only did they win, they stomped. Oh, it was going to be a new era. And here we are.
My hair's falling out. It's literally falling out.
We made it. We made it. We made it. And not only did the Packers, don't worry, folks, we're going to really get into this. We're going to do a deep dive. Not only did the Packers beat the ever-living crap out of the Bears, but the Broncos still can't score more than 16 points. So not only is it that, but you also can't beat the Raiders.
Okay, Raiders, first place team in the AFC West, you know? Yeah. Like, what can we do? First of all, A+, throwing it in my face to start the show. Couldn't have been better. 10 out of 10, dunking on me. Mm-hmm. Congrats, Tom. Congrats, Johnny Barks. Congrats, all of the Grossi posse.
I made that like 5 minutes ago.
What's that?
I made that like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, you did that? No Barks?
Oh, no, that was
all Tom?
I took the time to do
that. Fine. Fuck off, Barks.
I took the time.
You didn't dunk on me at all then.
Oh, no, it's gonna be a great show. We're going to dive into a crazy week one in which we had some shocking losses. And listen, it is only week one. Don't get me wrong. But damn, there was some stuff that did not look good. And what did I say? What did I say on clickbait, Perna? I said, I hope Sunday Night Football is the worst game I've ever seen.
You did.
That they never put it on again. And it was 40-0. They didn't score a single point. The Giants since 2017, they have beaten the Cowboys once. One time. This isn't a rivalry. It is a massacre. Stop putting it on prime time. Put the Cowboys, Eagles. Put the Cowboys and anybody else. I get they're a big market team. Stop. Enough. No mas.
Yeah, it's like, why would they choose? I mean, I guess the Giants were in the playoffs, but and I know the Cowboys are going to be on prime time to start the season because Jared Jones got all the money. He got all the power, so that's just going to happen. But give them somebody else. Like the Eagles the Eagles Cowboys, that would have been a fun game. You know,
Great.
the Eagles weren't even in prime time, and they were in the Super Bowl. So, you know, they just want those two giant markets, New York, Dallas, prime time, week 1. It ended horribly. And did you see, I think The Athletic put out a tweet about Dan Jones and the Giants and their stats from that game. No team has ever lost 40-0 or worse.
Oh, yeah.
Lost the sack battle 7-0 or worse. Lost the turnover battle 3-0 or worse. Had a field goal returned for a touchdown. Threw a pick 6 in the same season. The Giants had all of that happen to them in one game. It was bad.
Dude, I watched the whole game.
Everything that could go wrong for the Giants went wrong.
Streamed the whole game. It was awful. It was honestly terrible. But that's the thing.
Your dad enjoy it? Papa Grossi?
Oh, yeah. It was over the second they decided to kick a field goal in the first quarter. Ever since that point, it got blocked, returned for a touchdown, and it never got better. Ever. They left Daniel, they pulled Saquon in the fourth, and they let Daniel Jones march out there and still get annihilated. They got sacked like 7 times. It was embarrassing. And I really think it's a mix of two things, because the Cowboys offense did not look incredible either. Like, they were good, but they weren't like, oh my God, this is insane. Their defense was phenomenal, but the Giants' offensive line was one of the worst I've ever seen. Legitimately, it was one of the worst performances. Daniel Jones, it seemed like he was pressured on every single down. It was bad.
Not good. It's really good when after this week, the Giants were like, you know what? Maybe Kadarius Toney could help out our offense a little bit.
I tweeted that last night.
Like, hey, I see some positives there for Toney. Can we get him back?
I said that last night. I was just like, this game might actually get Kadarius Toney to reactivate his Twitter. Because he deactivated after Thursday night's game. Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one, Wesley. But yeah, no, trust me.
I'm gonna stick by that. One. Okay. I think by the end of the season, ultimately the Giants are a tougher team. They got worked by Dallas week 1. I think they just got all the bad out of their system.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot of it. It was a season worth of bad.
Yeah.
So
I think Dable's a good coach. Like, I think they will.
I think he hates Daniel Jones.
I was never sold. I wasn't sold on Jones when they paid him. You were telling me to not be so hard on Dan Jones. Little Dan Jones.
No, I said anything he does you hate because he doesn't like throw a lot of touchdowns.
I said it. Well, he's boring. We know how I feel about boring quarterbacks.
I know. That's why you hate
Dan Jones, Mac Jones, all these freaking Joneses. Dan Jones, Mac Jones, Russell Wilson, Jimmy Garoppolo. You're all on my shit list. Because when I watch you guys play, I want to die. Whoa.
There you go, Perna. You got $100.
Whoa, Lord Taco. $100 for me? Little old me? All right. I got you, Lord Taco.
Johnny John John!
Yeah. It could have been worse. I could have been a Giants fan. I could have been a Steelers fan. I could have been a Bengals fan this weekend. Okay. I could have been.
Dude, you'd be a Seahawks fan. Dude,
could have been a Seahawks
fan. Embarrassing. Yep.
There was a lot of it felt very week 1-ish, where like defenses had the number of the offenses this time around.
Yes.
Joe Burrow got paid, didn't play well. Dan Jones got paid, didn't play well. Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs both got raises, didn't contribute a lot. Lamar Jackson got paid. He said he was rusty. The lesson in the NFL is not to not pay running backs. It's pay nobody. Don't pay anybody ever, because as soon as you do, they let you down.
Well, in the offseason, they gave Jordan Love a little extension. They gave him a little bit extra money. So I don't think that works.
Yeah, well, it was just a little.
Because he threw 3 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah. No, he was good.
Oh, no, he was good.
So
He was good.
I saw. Let's go to your Packers game. Let's get into the Packers.
Are we just going to get this out of the way?
Let's get this out of the way. Let's pull the Band-Aid off.
Okay.
Let's stop the bleeding. Okay.
All the bleeding's still going, buddy. All the bleeding's
So,
not going to stop.
I saw you tweet something about LaFleur checking Twitter. I think I saw Ben Kurt.
Yep.
Was there like something that happened there, or was that because Packers Twitter was just like, give Aaron Jones the football?
This has been a thing that has gone on for multiple seasons in which Aaron Jones, like that first drive, he is successful. They run it down. He was running it down the Bears' throat on a short field. And we're like, okay, they throw a touchdown to Romeo Doubs, who I guess his hamstring's okay. Throw a touchdown to Romeo Doubs. And then they like don't utilize him for the rest of the half. And it's like, what is going on? Yeah. And this happens all the time. Like LaFleur pulls a disappearing act with Jones. And I'm like, I don't get it. And then to start the second half, big run by Jones, big screen by Jones. He gets 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. And we're like, thank you. He winds up tweaking his hammy. Thankfully, it wasn't a full pull. He said it was just a bite. But dude, like he's one of, if not the best offensive player on the team. Just utilize him and he will be good. And it was.
Yeah. It's why like them exploring a Jonathan Taylor trade didn't make sense, you know? So you got Aaron Jones and maybe some upside there with AJ Dillon. So
yeah, I don't know about that one. We'll see. I feel so bad for J.K. Dobbins. We'll talk about that because I legitimately feel so bad. Like that's horrible. It's so bad. Oh, look at that. Love is a 4th QB to throw 3 TDs on the road at the Bears. We have now, by the way, Matt LaFleur has never lost to the Chicago Bears. He is 9-0 against them. And I just, you know what? Let's have a talk.
Wow.
Let's have a little chat here.
I got Raiders fans, moms feeling sorry for me.
Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat here. We're gonna put the seat.
No, Jordan. Hey, look, Jordan Love.
Yeah,
he was good. I said I had questions. I'm not rooting against Love. To me, Love's an underdog. So the fact that he went out there and fucking threw 3 touchdowns,
yeah,
I love that. I love that for guys.
Did you want me to pull up the clips where you said bear down multiple times?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I wanted the Bears to also win. I'm rooting for Justin Fields as well. I'm not invested in the Packers like you are, Tom. But I'm saying I'm not mad.
Not invested. You got no connection.
I am mad that you might have another starting quarterback for the next 10 years. That makes me mad. Not for Jordan Love, but as a fan of football who can't seem to find that.
Justin. Whoop, ready for the kitty.
I thought with Jordan Love, we're going to get Caleb Williams. So we're still in that race. We're still
Don't worry, we'll talk about it. You know what? Let's
buckle up. We're going to have some fun.
Hey, they played a little better than I thought they would.
They did. They actually did. All right. Let's talk about it, Brandon. So, what did your dad do for a living?
He was telecommunications manager for the railroad.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that.
So a real job.
Yeah, exactly. A real job that we do not have, right? Yeah. I don't want you to imagine it's your dad, but I want you to imagine, you're at work.
There you go.
And your job, it's been rough. You've been at this job for decades, for years and years and years. There was a time where it was like the best. You got the raise. You were like the number 1 employee in the company. And then since then, it's just been, it's not so great. Got a lot of ebbs, just not really going so well.
Yeah, we're in the valley. We're in the valley.
Right. So just imagine there. But a few months ago, you hear that you are about to get a raise. And you're just like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be a great raise. It's going to make up for all those years where we couldn't really pay you that much. And you know what? We're going to have a party. There's going to be cake there, right? And you're sitting there going, oh man, that sounds real good. And your coworker who you hate, let's call him, I don't know, Aaron. You hate this guy, right? You hate him. And you're like, good. I can't wait to go to this party, get my raise, and rub it in his face. Because Aaron, he's been doing much better than you in this company for years and years and years. And then you show up to the party, and it's actually at your house, and Aaron is having sex with your wife, and you just have to watch. That was the Chicago Bears. Because the amount of talk that was, this is our year, Justin Fields MVP season. Oh, the Packers are going to go down to the bottom. The bottom. They're going to be so bad. Jordan Love, what a bust. He's only sat for 3 years. A QB with one NFL start walked in to your house and crapped on your floor and go, hey, clean that up. Threw 3 touchdowns, and your MVP quarterback threw a pick 6 to the guy. Oh, he beats up medical trainers. Well, guess what? He beat your ass yesterday and returned it for a pick 6. Oh, DJ Moore, 2 catches. Oh, you want to shove Jair Alexander? Okay, what did you do after that? Nothing. The Bears are not owned by Aaron Rodgers. Nay. Because when Aaron Rodgers said that he owned the Bears, you know what they said? Nothing. Because they knew they couldn't. But this was their hope. This was their one shot that they were going to be able to finally beat the Green Bay Packers. And Jordan Love, with one NFL start, scored nearly 40 points, minus the 7 because of the return. But good God, they kicked your ass. It ain't one player. The Green Bay Packers own the Bears, and you just can't say anything otherwise until you actually play and beat the Packers. So, yeah, that was a time. And all these people, all the talking. It's real quiet now.
I'm really excited for the Denver Nuggets. I'll tell you what, Tom.
Real quiet.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
And maybe you can help tell me who this guy is.
You tell me.
Because I was watching a little bit of Good Morning Football this morning, and Kyle Brandt called out a Chicago Bear.
Yes.
Did not name him.
Are you talking? It's like Jack Johnson or like one of the defensive linemen or something.
I don't know. He didn't name him, but he said this guy was not trying. Didn't look like he even wanted to be there or play. I just wanted to know who this man is that he was calling out. He said there's a name everybody would know, a big name player, but he did not look like he even wanted to be there.
I mean that could honestly be the entire Chicago Bears roster, but there was one guy, I don't even remember his name. Like, oh yeah, Chase Claypool did absolutely nothing. That was fun. But no, there was one defensive player who in the offseason talked a lot of crap about the Packers and them being garbage and stuff. And then he had 0 rushes, 0 pressures, 0 tackles. He did absolutely nothing. So they're talking about Claypool.
Are they talking about Claypool?
No, here's the thing. I am genuinely excited for the Lions. And I want to make it this very clear. I don't really do this kind of trash talk, right? I'll like throw like barbs and stuff like that. But like, haha, yeah, we won. I'll drink Vikings tears, all that great stuff. But it's only because the Bears talked so much crap and it was so unearned. The Lions, they deserve to talk all of the crap, all of it, because they've been kicking the Packers' ass and they just beat the Chiefs. So I can't wait for the Lions. And if the Packers beat the Lions, and that's a big if they do, I'll be incredibly happy. I'm not going to crap talk the Lions because they've earned it. The Bears, they've earned nothing. Nothing.
Give them nothing. Take from them everything. Yeah, that's the thing with trash talk. I think I do it a little bit different in that, like, I try to say the most messed up thing that people know that I'm joking around, right?
Sure.
Like, go for the jugular and then also suffocate them while doing it. But it's like, to me, that's in good fun. Like, just say the most ridiculous thing.
Sure. Commies.
And like for most of the time, you kind of ignore it. But once it gets like, once you see enough of it over some time,
it's done now.
Then you feel like you got to answer. I did that this week with the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Colorado Buffaloes. Because this was a team that like lost last week and was talking a ton of crap. Like after a loss, how they were going to beat us. And then they won. So I went hard after Nebraska. And people were like,
been a Colorado
you
fan
attacked where we live. You attacked where we live.
You've been a fan for 2 weeks.
No, I mean, this year. I've
like
been
the
a
Denver
fan
Nuggets
of the Buffs
or the Colorado Avalanche. You're just like, yeah, it's It's fine, but that's
No,
fine.
but that's the thing. Like, I'm going to defend my state.
I like that.
Teams.
I like that. But
anyway.
yeah, but you see that too, because every now and then there'll be a comment. Like this happened a lot last year. Like when the Broncos were doing like really bad or something, you would see like a Raiders fan like in the chat, and you just like scroll up and pull it out and be like, "No, F you." But yeah, no, I get it. And so that's the thing. I'm not going to do this for Vikings fans. Well, because you lost to the Buccaneers too, so you have enough going on. But it was just the Bears, and it's just for this week 1. You know, we'll see how the villain arc goes. But right now, I could not be happier. The defense looked phenomenal. There was constant pressure on Justin Fields, which I also think is because of their terrible O-line. But constant pressure. It was great. Secondary looked pretty darn good too. Darnell Savage even had a nice game. And the offense was efficient. And we didn't even have Christian Watson.
Get better. You're going to get better. Cool. Very cool. We got 6,400 people in here for GPS Monday morning. You guys are amazing.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
Before we get to the Broncos, Tom.
Yeah, you want to? No.
Huh? Oh, last few hours to take advantage of the mystery pick'em special over at Underdog Fantasy. There's one game left, so if you sign up with our code GPS, use our link below. The only way you get this offer is with our code, with our link. Underdog will match your first deposit up to 100, but you're going to get a mystery pick, okay? Might make Bills Jets a little more fun tonight if you do some higher or lower picks on fantasy points or stat totals.
Accurate.
I can tell you this, Tom. I did picks for the Broncos, Raiders. I missed on all 5.
I was terrible.
Every single pick, Broncos, Raiders, I was wrong. That's how stupid that game was, okay? That's how stupid it was. But Underdog, we've been doing fantasy drafts with them. Thank you guys for playing against us. We'll post some drafts for this coming Sunday set of games later this week. You can use the QR code. You just got to use our code GPS. I got a little sign back here. And you sign up Underdog. Do your pick'ems. Do your higher or lower. Jordan Love next week.
1 through 3 touchdowns. The other didn't.
Jordan Love, I'll probably still take the over. Damn it, higher.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Higher.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Underdog doesn't do points scored, because I would just constantly pick the under for 17 for the Broncos, because it seems like they just can't get over that hump.
17. It's our 16's our cursed number. We cannot break.
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos, Brandon. Okay. Because I didn't watch it all. Russell Wilson seemed like he had a pretty solid game.
Yeah, he was fine.
So that's good. Positive.
Sure.
But just tell us what occurred.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened.
Tell me.
It was like I turned on the TV for the football game. And then I hit rewind on the DVR and went all the way back to last season to week 1 and just watched the same fucking thing happen to my team again. They lost to the Seahawks 17-16, and then they lose to the Raiders 17-16. Okay?
Yep.
Missed kick by the field goal kicker. Like it happened last year, except the difference was he wasn't asked to make a 64-yarder, just a regular 55-yard kick. Also missed point after attempt. Russell Wilson, not the problem in this game. So that was an improvement. Ran the football. It was a weird game in that the Broncos could get like 3-4 yard chunks every run play. It's like, okay, grinding, tough, moving the line of scrimmage. Russell Wilson had protection. So it looked like the offensive line's better. But somehow our offense could still do nothing. There was like only 13 drives in this game. Both the Broncos and the Raiders just taking like 8 minutes off the clock every drive and then either settling for a field goal or not scoring a touchdown somehow. It was infuriatingly boring. And it was like a boring that you didn't even notice was boring until you started to think about what was happening to you. It was like, wait, the ball's moving back and forth down the field. There's just nothing happening out of that.
It's not going.
And the problem for the Broncos is, okay, so Jerry Jeudy doesn't play hamstring, right? They have no explosive players when he's not on the field right now. He's their number one receiver. And if he's not out there, they got nothing. They got the Giants receivers at this point.
I hear that though, because like we didn't have our most explosive receiver, and Jordan Love still threw three touchdowns. So like that was really
Russ threw two. Russ had two nice touchdown passes.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Something.
But Greg Dulcich got hurt, and
I don't even know who's worse.
We released Albert Okwuegbunam, who was very
Alberto.
athletic.
Yep.
So Dulcich goes down, and then the Broncos basically have four blocking tight ends in the game. And when Russ throws to them, they cannot break tackles, they cannot outrun anyone, and they come up short every time. So I'm saying, like, you could spin this in a positive way. Pat Surtain shut Devontae Adams down when he was covering him. I think 2 catches for 11 yards when Surtain was in coverage, 3 passes defended. He had 1 pass interference. So, like, our best defender took out their best offensive player. And then it was just a bunch of check down Jimmy, check down Russ. The longest play was 21 yards in this game, Tom. The Giants had 2 plays go for longer than 21 yards. So it was a slow burn into boredom. Slow. And then when the Broncos got 16 points and they're up 16-10, I was like, the Raiders are going to score a touchdown and we're going to lose 17-16. And then it happened. I wasn't even hurt because I was so prepared for the same shit to happen, Tom. Once we got into it.
So did you see, I think the big question is, and again, it's only week 1, but do you see a difference between like a Nathaniel Hackett and a Sean Payton? Again, you have a very small sample size, but like compared to last year's where you lost by the same score.
Sure.
Are you like a little bit more optimistic?
This year, you're not saying like the coaching was incompetent. You know what I mean? You're not saying like that was the big thing. I can't explain it because the Broncos looked like a more well-coached team. They looked more prepared, and yet they lacked the same discipline because they were penalized 10 times. So were the Raiders. 10 penalties for each team. Most of them stupid shit, too.
We're going to get into this. Don't worry. We're going to get into this.
So after week 1, Broncos and Raiders tied for 3rd most penalized teams. Last season, they were tied as the 2nd most penalized team. So technically, the Broncos and Raiders got a little bit better in the penalty department by about 1.5 penalties per game. I can't even put my finger on it. You're like at the end of last year, Tom, I said like, I feel like I know less about football now than I ever have before.
Yeah.
Trend continues. Trend is continuing. I don't know shit. Russ played better, and the result was the same. What do you want me to say? We had no pass rush. That was a huge problem. Can't pressure Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G looks faster than our tight ends. If the Broncos had Jimmy Garoppolo playing tight end, they would have converted a couple 3rd downs. That's how much speed we don't have on our offense. I watched Tua and Tyreek Hill just like that's what the Broncos need is a guy to be like Tyreek Hill. We have nothing.
Why can't you just get a Tyreek Hill? No. Well, Brandon, I would apologize, but you talk too much. You just talk too much.
I didn't talk too much. I just went hard at that last episode.
Yeah. I've
been pretty supportive, and then I was like, let's just
double. But like you said, you just speak too much, and that just put it over for me. And I was like, yep, no, we're done now. Tommy's going to make a minute intro right now. Yeah. So who do you play next week?
My sleeper team, the Commanders, baby. We got the Sam Halliban coming to town.
Dude, if you lose to the Commanders.
Oh, shite.
That's going to be something. That is going to be something.
There were a lot of games, Tom, that we can get into today.
Yeah, I want to talk about some of the biggest losses because like there were some really shocking ones. Like I want to start with the Steelers because the Steelers were a team that both you and I hyped up. And we were like, hey, like, Kenny Pickett, maybe he's like taking that next step. This is why preseason means absolutely nothing. Maybe the 49ers will struggle a tiny bit, but damn, it wasn't just like a beatdown. I think it was how it happened. Because like TJ Watt, was still there, but
and he was dominant.
Like, he was, and it didn't impact the score at all. And Brock Purdy, that whole like Patrick Peterson thing of saying he was going to intercept Brock Purdy, and then that second throw to Ayuk, and it's just like one-on-one, just literally like right here in the smallest window for a touchdown. I was like, damn, that's a different Brock Purdy. Because I feel like a lot of the criticism about Brock Purdy last year was like, oh, he's like kind of pedestrian, right? And which is kind of like, oh, like a game manager, like, yeah, he'll have some good throws, whatever. He came out swinging yesterday, and it was against what was supposed to be a solid Steelers defense. And damn, that was just, and on the road too. Like I picked the Steelers to be my upset win. I was not correct. Like,
I think we can both agree the team maybe we were the most wrong about was the Steelers this week.
Yeah. The Steelers,
they could have lost that game and be like, oh, they're still good. They got some positives to take away. Nope, nothing. Couldn't run the football. Pickett threw a couple picks. George Pickens is upset he's not getting targeted. I thought their defense would give the 49ers a run for their money. Couldn't slow them down or stop them at all.
Nope.
Like, just a good reminder, preseason's preseason, baby. And real football, a little harder than preseason.
A little harder, but I think it also is like, damn, like the 49ers basically picked up right where they left off. And they're like, oh yeah, and Brandon Ayuk, who we've been hyping up for years, like this actually might be the year. And again, week 1. But the 49ers has one of the most impressive wins this weekend. Like I was really, really impressed with them.
Yeah, and they look like they're just ready to keep going.
Yeah. So
they look like they shouldn't get the criticism for butchering their draft pick of Trey, Well,
I mean, no, they should.
I mean, honestly, the Cowboys should have put Trey Lance out there in about the third quarter. Get some reps in for Trey Lance. See what you got. Instead,
I know
we got Cooper Rush and Tyrod Taylor at the end of that game.
He was inactive. I know we wanted it to because he's only there because of the emergency QB rule. But
they should have seen what they had with old Trey Lance.
Why not? I mean, we'll talk about that. So that one was embarrassing, right? So Steelers, like, I don't think you have to worry because I think the 49ers are just going to be that good of a team this year. Like, they're going to be a problem, right? I picked them to win the division. The Seahawks are disappointing. We'll talk about them. But the other team, talking about the AFC North, the freaking Bengals, man. And I want to be very clear. Deshaun Watson did not look good. Like, he did not look great. But that defense was really good. Joe Burrow did not look good. The offense was sluggish. Did not look like it looked like he didn't play in the preseason, which was the case. But it looked like he took some extended time off. But the Bengals struggled last year, too. Yeah, like, those opening weeks, like, they were not good. But this one was,
this point.
Like, for 3 points, that's rough.
Here's the question for you. Bengals or Steelers? Who are you actually more concerned about?
The Steelers. That's tough
because the Steelers' expectations are lower, right? So they have a lower bar to reach.
The Bengals' expectations are higher, but like the Browns are a weird opponent for them. Like the Browns just have their number. They beat them once last year, and then the Browns just keep on kicking their ass.
I was wrong about a lot of things, but I was not wrong about the Browns defense. Because
Browns defense looked legit. And
Myles Garrett looks like he is on a mission he looks like every single play he is going against 11 Mason Rudolphs. Like he destroyed the Bengals line. The retooled Bengals line. You know what I mean? I will give credit to Jamar Chase, who after the game said, I called the Browns a bunch of elves. It's not fun to lose to a
bunch of elves.
It's not good if you lose to a bunch of elves. Like, that's
Cleveland
the kind of trash
Cleveland.
talk, and then admitting you got it wrong, trash talk that I love. It is perfect. Talk some trash, but when you fuck up, have some fun with it. So
Sure.
based on that alone, Jamar Chase next week gonna go off just on that.
Yeah. But it's the quality of opponent. Like, do you think the Browns are going to be like playoff contenders? And again, maybe Watson is just like, Lil Russ still, he just did not look good. He didn't look great.
Yeah. No, I think the Browns, if you're talking about the Browns and Steelers, I think the Browns have a legitimate contending defense at the
Agreed.
moment.
They have Nick Chubb, so always going to be really good.
The Steelers played a more ready opponent in the 49ers.
Yes.
The Bengals, like we talk about Joe Burrow, he did not play well. He also didn't play all preseason, and the reason he didn't play is because he's had a calf injury. So, and before week 1, there were a lot of stats out there about
credit right now. We're giving them credit right now. We're saying Deshaun they didn't play well.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think the Browns have a
saying they were good.
And I think when your defense is that good, you can win if your quarterback is just average. And Deshaun Watson is average, but he also still has the element of being able to run. They saw that designed run went for a touchdown for Watson. And I'll have I think a verdict on Watson, no pun intended, by week 4. Like, if he's still looking like this week 4, then I don't think he's going to get any better. You know what I mean? He eased into this lineup late last year, did not look good, and then sort of started to get better. And now he looks kind of just like again. And so we'll see. But if he just plays above average, that's a tough team. That's a really tough team.
It's a tough team. But here's the thing too, because I saw a bunch of that game. There was a throw that Watson made that was really good. It was to the right side, and it was just perfect. It was between defend. It was a really, really good throw. And I was like, oh damn. All right, that could be something. And it's just for the amount of money that he's being paid. Yeah, he's going to get a ton more criticism too, because he's being paid like he's one of, if not the best quarterback in the league. Yeah. But he's not playing like that. Their defense, incredible. Nick Chubb, phenomenal. That team can do enough to win football games. And if that defense can be locked down every week, they're going to be a huge problem. Really big problem. And Purdy, you said this about the no run game. You're like, if Mixon doesn't get involved, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah. They need it. And the thing, if you're the Steelers, you're Steelers fans, the thing you're worried about is they just got physically dominated by the 49ers. And the Steelers are not a team you see that happen to. Even when they're not good, physically, they're still a tough team. But that'd kind of be my concern there. And the Browns, they looked like a physically imposing team. So,
their right tackle just is out for the year. The Browns, Jack Conklin tore his ACL and MCL.
Damn.
We saw a bunch of that in the freaking Ravens, man. Ugh. J.K. Dobbins, I feel so bad. I didn't see is Staley okay? Because he got it was just
dude. I'm before all the games started, I almost tweeted which curse do you think continues to be real this season? Ravens running back injuries, 49ers quarterback injuries. I forget there's another injury one. I was these are just all injury related. And I was I don't want to tweet that. And I'm glad I didn't, because one of the first things that happens is J.K. Dobbins tears his Achilles. And it sucks for J.K. because incredibly talented player, tears his ACL a couple years ago, misses a season, doesn't play a lot last year because I think he's still rehabbing from that knee injury. Finally excited he's going to be the guy for the Ravens, and then boom, injured again. And now it's not just that he's injured. It's is his career done? Because that's a knee and an Achilles at a position that the NFL just drafts to replace. He's in a really shitty situation. They're trying to he wanted a contract done. they couldn't get a deal worked out, and he's just in a bad spot. So it sucks for JK.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, you just feel really crappy. And like the Ravens, they won yesterday. They did win.
Yeah.
It was a tough game. Like the Texans were feisty. They were chippy. But yeah, it's sad.
Ravens will be better this week, I think, in terms of like Lamar playing better, looking a little more sharp. But
sure. Yeah, that Saints Titans game. I think it was the exact game that everybody thought it was going to be.
100%.
It was just like
words out of my
these
mouth.
weird ass teams that are going to be good within their own divisions, but they're not going to get like any coverage from national media. Went out and had like a 16-15 game. Like they went out there and you're just like, okay, yeah, this is what it was. It was like two good defenses, which we knew the defenses were going to be good. Carr was okay, like was pretty solid, but yeah, they just
the surprise from that game was how bad Ryan Tannehill played.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
But
the defense is really good. Like the Saints
defense is really good. But my take from that game is we're going to see, I believe, Will Levis a lot more quickly than we thought. I thought maybe we'd see Will Levis for like the last 2 weeks of the season.
Ooh.
I'm thinking you could see him midway through the season at this point. Like, what are you gaining by continuing to play Ryan Tannehill if he's going to turn the ball over and, not do anything to really give your chance a team to win? So he was 198 yards, 3 picks. I don't know if all 3 were his fault, what I was reminded of is how much stimulation week 1 in red zone is. Like, I wasn't mentally ready to handle that much football, Tom. Yep. It was like too much was happening. I'm like, oh my God. It's like hard for me to focus.
It was a lot, but it was good to be back, baby. It was just good to be back.
No, it was awesome. I was just like, I can't
I do
dial into anything.
I do want to talk about Chargers Dolphins. I want to spend some time on that. But I want to spend some time on that. But I want to get through some other games first because not about that. Congratulations. That's amazing. Hell yeah. The Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield going in to Minneapolis. Baker,
baby.
21 for 34, 173, 2 tutties, 0 picks. And oh boy, the Vikings. There you go. The Vikings.
Guess which quarterback couldn't win week 1 with the Buccaneers? That old son of a bitch, Tom Brady. Oh, he needs some time to figure out the offense. Baker Mayfield, better than Tom Brady. And we got the exact comparison right there. Mayfield didn't even have the best center in the league in Ryan Jensen. Mike Evans, you sly son of a bitch. We've been hyping you up and you delivered again, King.
Yeah.
God.
That's Mike Evans, baby. That's just that Mike Evans.
That is.
Oh yeah. So that was really fun to see. The Vikings had just like really bad turnovers. Just like they shot themselves in the foot over and over and over again. And I loved every second of it. Because my concern was, oh man, if the Vikings win like they were supposed to, and the Packers lost like everybody said they were going to, we would be last in the division. Oh, it's going to be tough for me to show up Monday morning. Oh man. Nope. Never mind. They lost to the Buccaneers at home. I'm okay.
We got 8,100 people in here, Tom Grossi.
We rocking, baby. We are fracking rocking. Appreciate you all. You're awesome. That was it. Yeah, this one was a weird game too. The Jaguars and the Colts, because the Colts were like feisty, but it was because of Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson's like, I'm gonna take all of the negatives around here of like, oh, the O-line's not that great, like that, and I'm just gonna make things happen because they didn't like scheme up anything that was super crazy for him, but he played well.
That's a great observation because for my winners and losers episode, the Colts are my one team who lost the game but walked out of week 1 as winners. Like they performed better than I think people thought. Anthony Richardson looks legit. I saw a passing chart where like 90% of his passes were to the right side of the field. So, they'll have to change that up a little bit. But like they gave the Jags a run for their money. They were competitive. They arguably still don't have their best player on offense with them in Jonathan Taylor. Michael Pittman was hard to cover. So yeah, a lot of positives for the Colts. AR-15, he delivered.
He doesn't like being called that.
Well, too bad. This country loves guns, okay?
So we love Anthony Richardson.
But the Jags, they got the win. And Calvin Ridley.
That first half.
Ooh.
Happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday. Hell yeah. Yeah, that first half, it was like because you and I talked about this during the offseason. We're like, are we hyping up Calvin Ridley too much? Because he's like running
the whole like Jags receiving core. We're very excited about him.
Yep.
They answered. But yeah.
That was crazy. But Calvin Ridley looked real good. Real good. And again, the Jaguars, they struggled, I think, a bit more than a bunch of people, including myself, thought. But maybe the Colts are like, I think the Colts coming out and being like, hey, like, no, like, we're not going to be one of the worst teams. Like, we'll push around. And again, it's week 1, right?
It is.
But no, I mean, that was pretty damn good. That was pretty good. They at least fought. And I mean, the Jaguars are supposed to be one of the best teams in the league. So, Panthers, Falcons defense, Jesse Bates secondary looked real good. Bryce Young.
Yeah, he had a game, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Their run game, Bijan looked good. Algier got 2 tutties. I was watching a bunch of that. Desmond Ridder, which has been like I don't know about him. I still don't know about him. That could be the weak point of that team.
Yeah, Tyler Algier looked really good still. He had like 24 fantasy points.
Yeah.
So Atlanta will be able to run the ball effectively.
Yeah, they stalled out the Jaguars, just to go back to that. They just stalled out for a bit. It was weird. But yeah. Anyway.
Everybody stick around because I'm going to do some pick'ems for tonight's game. That will be the last thing we discuss.
That was badass.
Doing these higher or lower pick'ems for tonight's game. But if you want to play, you got to sign up with Underdog down below. We'll get to that. That's a tease, baby. They call that a tease, Tom.
That's it. Before we get to a couple other games, the Patriots.
Another thing I was right about.
They
didn't win, but their defense. Hey, it's a Belichick defense looking.
Okay.
It
is. Okay. It was. That game was closer than I thought. Like a lot closer. And maybe because I think the Eagles like week 1, like they didn't look that great either. But it was weird. Maybe just don't be another sports book that has a parlay that's based off of that, because that is not a good look.
The surprise with the Eagles was Kenneth Gainwell was their feature back. 14 carries in this game. DeAndre Swift had 1 carry.
Yeah.
Penny, not even active for the game. So that's, if you're talking about fantasy, scares me a little bit.
Mac Jones threw the ball 54 times.
Yeah.
Like he threw a lot. So I don't know. Maybe. I mean, their run game was not great. And I know Jalen Carter had like 9 pressures too. Like he was a monster.
That's crazy.
Which we all knew it was going to be. Like we knew it was going to be problematic. Yeah. But yeah, maybe the Patriots, maybe they surprised some people this year. I think if you're a Patriots fan, like that was what you talked about, teams that like lost and still like the moral victories. I think the Patriots had that.
Sure.
100%. I mean, they went toe to toe with the team that was in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
So, and they almost won. So
yeah, it's a big win for the Eagles. Like tough game, get the win, but I think you're right. And it's just the AFC is going to be crazy. I think in terms of it's going to be cannibalistic. I thought the AFC North might be that, but I don't think so. Now, all in on AFC East. We'll see Bills Jets tonight, how that goes. But
yeah. Mac, I mean, he threw a lot though, because I think it's like, hey, like Bill O'Brien, like let's go see what we have in Mac Jones, because this is an evaluation year for him, and if he doesn't step up, like he's done. So that's that. Real quick, before we get to Miami and Chargers, what the hell happened to the Seattle Seahawks? Dude, that was rough. Yeah, that was disgusting. That was an abomination. But dude,
They lost.
The Rams.
That's a surprise. The Rams. They came out. They played respectable football. They played respectable ball. They hit DK. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Speaking of getting suspended, why are your players taking cheap shots on Jacoby Myers?
That wasn't a cheap shot. It wasn't. I rewatched that play several times, and when I watched it live, yeah, but you don't see a receiver all of a sudden go to slide. You're not prepared for that. And
why can he not change the laws of physics, Brandon?
Yeah, like and Kareem Jackson, like that, he comes in hot. He
came in hard and low. He did come in low.
Like when I watched it, I initially thought like Jacoby Myers was already being tackled by another Bronco, and then Kareem hit him. But because I was going to talk about it like in the episode, but I was like, it's just really unfortunate. Like Jacoby Myers ended up taking a horrible shot to his head.
Yeah.
But it's just Kareem came in low. Myers kind of just slid down and just boom. So yeah, it sucks. And I hope Jacoby Myers is okay, but it looked bad at first, but I don't think it was a cheap shot. It's just a shitty situation. If it was a cheap shot, I would say so, because I was looking for every reason to be mad at my team. Today is just like, ugh.
People are already saying Bounty Gate again.
I got it all, baby. I got it all. The onside kick to start the game, we recovered it. We just happened to touch the ball too early. So,
there you go. But the Rams, I mean, Stafford threw for over 300 yards, right? Didn't get sacked, which was a big one. Geno, 16 for 26, 112 yards, 1 touchdown, got sacked twice. There's that viral clip now when Aaron Donald's running at him because Geno was mic'd up. And he's like, "Oh my God." And he just like throws it away. They looked horrible. Yeah. Like they were shut out the second half.
Yeah, well, Seattle has to run the ball effectively for Geno Smith to be able to do what he does. And it's just, to me, like that's just a mismatch. Seattle didn't run the ball well against the Rams. Rams defensive fronts last few years have been tough to run against. Aaron Donald is a game wrecker. Yeah. So the Seahawks just couldn't get anything going. And I wouldn't totally panic yet if you're Seattle, but maybe Geno should work on writing some letters back at this point. Maybe he should answer some letters.
Seattle plays Detroit next week too.
Put in Drew Lock. Put in Lock, baby.
All right, let's talk about the game that should have been in primetime. It's the game of the week, and that was Dolphins-Chargers, because they lit it up. I drafted Tua in like every single fantasy draft because he was available late. And I was like, yeah, if he comes back out like he did for the last season, like it's going to be amazing. Amazing. And it was. Tua was a monster. Tyreek Hill over 200 yards. Dude, that was a game. Should have been on primetime. Herbert versus Tua like is a rivalry. Just even with we talked about this with the fan bases saying that one's better than the other. And they put on a show. Like that was just a fun game to watch. Not unless you're a fan of defense, then not. Yeah, that was not the time. But Herbert, 23-33, 228, 1 tutty, but Tua threw the ball 45 times, 466 yards, and 3 tutties and a pick. They didn't, and again, they didn't even run the ball.
No,
they did.
The Chargers ran the ball 70. Well. They had over 200 rushing yards in this game.
Oh, the Chargers, they ran the ball down their throat. Yeah,
like
that was nice to see.
That's a bit of a concern if you're the Dolphins. I think Fangio will get their defense humming at some point. The Dolphins, but Chargers passing game wasn't magically fixed by Kellen Moore. Crazy. Chargers passing game still looked a little Also, J.C. Jackson, which is a horrible penalty right before. Was that right before halftime?
It was, yeah, he made that
He just
huge.
like pushed. Just
Yep.
like the
Yep.
most blatant, like the worst thing you can do there is one of those. Because in that situation, it's better to let him catch the ball and let the clock run out, right? Like you do that in a desperate situation so you don't give up the touchdown.
But the thing is, like, I do like how much they utilized Austin Eckler. Like, that was really good to see because he's so good.
Eckler's a stud.
Joshua Kelly, like, had a really good game. So if they can get that run, I'm not worried right now about the Chargers passing game at all. Like, because they have that run game, then it's like, hey, then you can let Justin Herbert. Like, I believe in Justin Herbert. I think he could throw the ball well. So it was just a good game. But Dolphins, like, that was the toughest game of the week for me to try and predict. So it's like, I'm going to pick the Chargers, but like, I see the Dolphins winning this game. And they did. I mean, I think that was a little bit of a statement. You do, like you say, worry about the defense a little bit, but it's week one. It's week one, and they have an offense that they can outscore like just about anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see them play like the Patriots, which is Sunday Night Football. I'm curious to see them go up against a really good defense.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Which is ironic.
That'll give us a better gauge, but huge win for the Dolphins. And Tua, it's not like he's out there doing that and people are still calling him noodle arm. It's so funny.
Yeah.
He does not have the strongest arm, but he's accurate. His ball placement is incredible.
It's good.
One touchdown, like where he dropped it in to Tyreek Hill, just like right between the defender. And I think like Hill accidentally caught it. Like he's just there like this and the ball just goes like not expecting it to be there, but it just shows up. So yeah. Tua, Herbert, the whole trajectory of their careers, comparing them, I love it. And I think you're right. The Chargers, their offense will get a little bit better. They need some of those dudes on their defense to make plays. They got all these talented guys, but like nobody's making impact plays. So, and I hope that doesn't start for a while, honestly, Chargers.
And then real quick, the Sunday night game. I mean, we kind of already talked about it, but geez, dude, like it was bad.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that at the beginning.
Like it's just like Dable. Like I don't. Daniel Jones, they literally just left him out there, and like he got decimated. But behind that offensive line, you're not gonna be able to do anything, nothing. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, let's talk about Monday night, Brandon, because let's watch you pick things and lose.
Yeah, are we streaming this game together tonight, Tom?
Yeah, we are.
Oh my God, let's break the internet, baby.
Oh yeah, baby, let's go.
All right,
so we got the hype behind this game. Aaron Rodgers' first game as a New York Jet. Freaking Buffalo Bills. It's a rivalry. This is going to be such a fun game.
Ooh, this is going to be controversial, okay? I kind of want to take lower on Josh Allen and higher on Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh.
Not because I'm saying like I think Rodgers is going to be that much better than Josh Allen in this game, but I feel like Josh Allen going up against the Jets defense for fantasy points, that's tricky. I want you to help me make this so I possibly win, Tom.
I got
what do you think? Higher or lower here for Josh Allen?
Like
I think he can play well, but his fantasy point total just a little lower.
I put lower.
Okay. I think that's fair. Rodgers.
You go.
I've got some concerns about the Bills' defense, so I feel like higher is the safer play. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, that's crazy. Ooh.
Of course we are. Of course we are.
10 points for Cook.
Yeah. All right. See, that's the thing. It's fantasy, so it's rough. It's rough. I wouldn't take like any overs on any Bills running backs.
No.
Cook is 9. I mean, he could get his touchdown.
I'll say higher on Diggs. I'm going to say higher on Diggs.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Diggs versus Sauce? That's a matchup. Diggs versus Saucy? Actually, I'm going to go lower. No, higher.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson. Let me do 4.
Ooh.
I think.
Wait a minute.
higher.
You could scroll down. There's defensive players. Maybe you scroll down and see what we got there.
No, I just got baseball players now.
Oh, never mind. I take that back. All right, you have to do one more.
I don't have to.
Then, buddy, quit while you're ahead.
All right, I'm just doing a small. I've been getting worked so bad.
10.
10. I'm doing $10.
$10. That's good. That's good.
There we go. Made my picks. Underdog Fantasy. Again, use our code GPS when you sign up. They'll match your first deposit up to $100.
Boom.
All right. And test your luck with pick'ems. Higher, lower, win it.
Live it. Love it. Brandon, what do you got coming out today, buddy?
I got the new worst game ever. Broncos, Raiders.
I'll do well. That'll be a banger.
What do you got? Every fan reacts, but that's after tonight's game.
After Monday Night Football, that'll come out. We're streaming tonight as well. I'm probably going to throw out another video in between that. So just you wait. Well, folks, we appreciate you. We had over 8,000 people here. I appreciate
The highest
you.
GPS we've ever had.
Let's go. Edward, let's go. Happy freaking fracking birthday. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Birthday, Ed. Happy birthday, Ed.
That's it. Don't worry. I have the whole AFC North stuff. So, but folks, we'll see you later tonight for the Monday Night Football game. We back. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
And you've reached your destination. Uh-oh. One more super
Thank
chat.
you, Christopher. Thank you. Do I make any changes?
Look.
Not yet. It's just week one. It's just week one. But cry.
It's week